This series right here achieves something that I only know one other trilogy to do. This trilogy does something that is phenomenal and something that is extremely rare. There is no middle book syndrome here. The way that Catching Fire is everyone's favorite, that's how I feel about Royal Assassin. It increases, the villain becomes darker, the hero has to go through more, there's more struggle, more push and pull, they really don't understand what's going on or the intentions and motivations of everyone. Masterclass. How many ways can they remind this poor child that he is not from a marriage? And they, middle grade, adult. Same vibe. The way I felt reading this in 6th grade all the way up until I've reread it like last year or the year before is the way I'm feeling reading this as an adult. This is doing what this did for me back then, and I could not be happier. Attached to my hand, glued to my palm. I stan Lady Patience, her maid or handmaiden Lacey, and Prince Verity. I sobbed. Made me cry in chapter 2, but I could handle it. We were gonna move on. And you hate my happiness. Expect my therapy bills. I literally sobbed. Called my sister, who's also a reader, to sob to her. Then explained to my partner what had happened and sobbed more. I love Verity and Fitz's relationship. I think Verity is so trustworthy. I love them. So obviously Regal is just being annoying as hell. I just got to chapter 25. Verity? No, he's fine. Everything's okay. There's absolutely no way that can be true. Absolutely no way. And I'm just so stressed. I'm so stressed. Like, what is going on? I don't think this book is gonna end well. I feel sick and anxious and I just want to throw up. This is awful. Oh. You're very young, even for a first bonding. This is so much information. Fitz had no plan. No, we had a foolish, childish want and no plan. Hi, yeah, me. I'm seconds away from sobbing. And it's Fitz. He refuses to allow Fitz to help, and I just wrote like 2 pages ago a little note. Oh my god. 2 pages ago, a little note saying like, oh, I miss when like their close relationship. Oh crap, I didn't think I was this sad. Okay. Cut the cameras. Screw you, Kettle. Screw you. He offered it. He's a child. I mean, he's a young adult, but he's a child. Fitz looks like Verity. I don't get it. Verity. Oh, Verity, why? I finished the Farseer Trilogy, the first part of the Realm of the Elderling series, and I have a spoilery vlog for every single one, but this is going to be my spoiler-free review of the series, starting from book 1 to book 3, and then as a whole. Book 1, 5 out of 5. This was childhood nostalgia wrapped up into an adult fantasy that I had never read before. It's very slow, and if that's not your kind of thing, you might not like it, but it is fantastic at world building and character building and creating these amazing connections between the characters. You get introduced to so many phenomenal people. I cried within chapter 2 of this one. I actually think I sobbed the hardest for this one, and then Assassin's Quest, I probably cried the next most. I can't remember if I cried in Royal Assassin. I think I got close but didn't cry. It's so short, easy to pick up and read. If you enjoy this by the end, you're going to love the rest of the series. It takes our character Fitz, who is the bastard of the king-in-waiting Prince Chivalry, but then Prince Chivalry chooses to abdicate his throne because he didn't hold up to his name, and in this kingdom, the royals are named after like a trait, and they're expected to hold up to their name. And so he abdicates the throne, and now King Verity, or king-in-waiting Verity, Prince Verity, his younger brother, is going to be king. King Shrewd, their dad, is still alive, and they have a younger half-brother who is named Prince Regal, who does not like Fitz. That's all pretty much the first couple chapters of the book. And then the title of the book, King Shrewd asks Fitz to be trained as an assassin's apprentice for the king. It's phenomenal. We go through Fitz's growth. He's very young in this book, I think 6 to like 13. And so there is not too much that this child is paying attention to, but it's fantastic, and it really sets up a wonderful world. Here's your warning now that if you haven't read Assassin's Apprentice, I'm going to talk about the very basics of Royal Assassin, which is not too much of a spoiler for Assassin's Apprentice. Getting into something that I think everyone should read, this book, I think I gave it a 4.75, so technically it had a lower rating, I think, than Assassin's Apprentice, but this was probably my favorite in the series. The Royal Assassin just picks up. Fitz is older now. I want to say he's about 16 in this book. The kingdom is being attacked by raiders, and the king is sickly, and so is the king-in-waiting Verity as they try to solve the problem. Fitz is being asked to handle the situation and help them as much as possible, so he's continuing his work as an assassin. He is the royal assassin, and he is now 16 years old. This book, phenomenal. The political intrigue, the world building. The only aspect of this book I did not like was the relationship arc between two characters, but everything else phenomenal. Love the characters. This made me have such a deep connection to all of the people that Fitz cared about, and you know how problematic a deep connection is if you've read any of Robin Hobb's books. On to our third of the book, which is actually technically my lowest rated, but it's just because of the pacing of this book. It's not like it's a disappointment to the trilogy. It didn't let me down at all. It was phenomenal. Again, if you have not read Royal Assassin, I'm going to give you the brief blurb of this book, but that's as much as spoilers are going to go. In this one, Fitz is now 17 or 18, I believe, and he is traveling alone. He has a want to kill King Regal, and he wants to go find his king, Prince-in-Waiting / King Verity. One's filled with revenge and anger, and they are no longer in the castle, and they are kind of outlaws. So this one, completely different take, very much a traveling adventure. So kind of like if you took The Hobbit or the beginning of Lord of the Rings, where they're like on the quest, they keep running into things. The pacing though of it is a little much, and I do think some of the aspects are just like to make us feel bad. And I didn't really feel that all that bad for anybody other than Fitz, because a lot of these characters that are introduced are new or with some new cast members. Eventually you get some that you really like. And I did cry at the end, but one of my main gripes with this book was the pacing. Like, some of this could have been taken out to expand at the end. That's what I think. It was phenomenal. It really pulled everything together. I still have many questions about the trilogy, but I think that's expected in a trilogy that is larger, connected to like a huge world series. So I'm going to assume that some are answered, but because of the rush ending, I have a lot of questions still that it seems like our main character Fitz does not have anymore. These were utterly fantastic. I would recommend them to any fantasy reader. If you like Ranger's Apprentice, especially because I mentioned that, I mentioned that in my Assassin's Apprentice vlog, that if you like Ranger's Apprentice, you should most definitely read these, because I think it is the adult version of Ranger's Apprentice. And I actually am rereading the Ranger's Apprentice series now because of this. I'm on book 6, about to start book 7. So clearly there's something there that like links them together. Any fantasy reader should give them a try. So now, reviewing the series as a whole, one thing I've just noticed, why is Assassin's Quest a different color? Kind of hate that. Also, I don't put them on my shelf this way. I put them on the other way. As a whole, this is a 5-star trilogy. It is a masterclass in adult fantasy. It is a masterclass in introducing a character and getting like readers connected to then have to spend so many huge chunks with them. Like look at what she's leading us into, like with each book. It is phenomenal. I'm so happy that this is the like first real adult fantasy. I've read a couple of like contemporary adult fantasies that lean in towards more urban, but this is the first like epic adult fantasy that I've read. It's phenomenal. This series achieves so many amazing things. I can't wait to read the next one, even though I know my boy Fitz isn't going to be in the next 3 books. But before I go, I have one thing that I want to talk about. This series right here achieves something that I only know one other trilogy to do. This trilogy does something that is phenomenal and something that is extremely rare. The second book drought, the second book dip, drop, whatever it is called, does not happen with this series. In terms of this one being the best in the series, this one is the best in the series. It just picks up. These are a masterclass of second books. There is no middle book syndrome here. That's what it's called. The way that Catching Fire is everyone's favorite, that's how I feel about Royal Assassin. It just picks up 10 speed. The way that this one picks up 10 speed and introduces you to like the larger problem, that's exactly what this one does. It increases, the villain becomes darker, the hero has to go through more, there's more struggle, more push and pull, they really don't understand what's going on or the intentions and motivations of everyone. Masterclass, no middle book syndrome here. This book, definitely favorite in the series. So there you go, there's my somewhat spoiler-free review of the Farseer Trilogy. I'm so happy I read these, and my final closing statement, this is a slight spoiler for chapter 2 of the very first book, Assassin's Apprentice. Robin Hobb, you still hate dogs, and you owe me a therapy bill.